Hey, what is up, everybody? Blades for here, and today I have for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we have the first official look of Makoto Nijima, new at least the new 4-star, and 1.3.3 itself. So I'm very excited. I went over it and actually looked a little bit through it just to actually go ahead and take a look. And first of all, I gotta say, y'all are gonna love the new freaking 4-star. Not only is she a support for freaking Makoto in general, but her aesthetically looks both in the freaking metaverse and out looks absolutely stunning. But enough of the yapping. Let's get straight into it. So, holy crap! First of all, we get Kanashiro's palace. Looks perfect. Actually, before we keep on going, hold on. So what I'm gonna let you guys do, we're gonna watch part of this, of course, and then we're gonna go back and actually check out a lot of this. All right, so that was just the first part of the freaking trailer, in which we already know we're getting freaking Kanashiro's palace off rip. We're getting the new 4-stars you guys can see in the all-out attack, which is absolutely amazing. I love the actual cut-in. And we have the fake Kanashiro boss. So this is just the first part of this, and I'm already ready for this one because, of course, it's just going to be just like how we have Fox's Palace, where it's going to be that whole second part of the event with tons of rewards and more. So now we're going to get into the actual characters. I don't think Makoto has been translated just yet. We do have the P5X post up here, in which Taikon, thankfully, did translate the new 4-star, but let me make sure. Did he translate Makoto? No, he did not. So, yes, we do have the new 4-star. So what we're going to end up doing, we're going to look at Makoto's actual animations, and then we'll go ahead and read through the translations. Now, I will be reading these word by word, so if you guys don't like that, boo-hoo. But I want to make sure that we have the full on like actual descriptions for this. So I want to make sure we got everything correct. So, boom. All right, let's get back to it. And let's unmute this here real quick so we can take a good look at Makoto. So we got Makoto looking kind of nice. She looking kind of clean. There, we got the Johanna over here. I really want to check out the weapon because we need to see what the weapon does as well. Because I got to see if it's mandatory to really get it. If it's like Yusuke's where you can kind of skip, I might end up skipping out on it. She has an AoE, of course, attack. She has a single target nuke attack, and she has a single target heal buff. So, very, very interesting as usual. It looks like they're still keeping everything from kind of the beta, in which I'm very, very happy with. So when it comes down to the next character, we're going to go ahead and check out the animations and things like that. And then we'll go ahead and transfer over to Twitter to check out the actual translations. So I'm fairly freaking interested in this character. All right, so here's the 4-star. Let's check out the animations here. I can't lie. They actually did really, really good on her design. This is pretty interesting to see, like, they're making the personas and things like that, and even the moves will look really, really nice to the character. But she does have a knife, kind of like an assassin type of deal, kind of like that. But there's a single target. It does do a follow-up. And then you have the AoE. Now, the AoE looks so freaking awesome. I'm not even gonna lie on that one. And then she has another single target here, which I'm unsure exactly what this one does, but even the highlight looks awesome. Hold on, get boom. That's awesome. Weapon looks pretty dang decent. I hope it does boost a decent bit of her nuke damage, or at least her support for Makoto, so I am interested in that as well. And she's freaking cool. So now we get the overview, of course, of the new event, or at least the new events happening, which is just going to be to the new palace. I think if we keep moving here, yeah, you get a little bit of a fight. You see some more little rewards, so we get a decent bit of rewards from this as well. And then we meet Key. Now, Key is very interesting because this is one of the few 4 stars that I am very interested in quite a lot. So we have seen him a bit into the story, but we haven't seen much of him. So we get to actually speak to Key, and we also get to speak to I actually don't know her name, but the new character who ends up dropping here. So very interesting as lead, at least as well. So I'm very excited about that. And then we get some more story for the soccer side of things. Now, this is the other part that is a little bit newer. So, better graphics, love it. You know what? We definitely will take that. Better graphics, we will not freaking be mad about that. And then a new guild boss will be showing up. So, it is gonna be a good one. It's gonna be mainly for nuke. Same as this is gonna be a nuke damage type of deal as well. So if you want to get the best of the best, be sure to have the nuke damaging things here. In which not gonna lie, I'm very excited for this one. But as I said, let's go ahead and take a look at the translation. Now for translation rise, once again, thank you, Tycon, for this one. We are going to be reading all this here, but he went over her just basic little passive here with this as well. So when afflicting or inflicting elemental elements on the enemy, they also gain enemy lock status for a certain number of turns. Now, what enemy lock increases, it will increase the damage the enemy takes and is considered an additional elemental element. Now, that's kind of interesting. I am happy about that because that's really decent to actually have that on there. So let's say, oh, geez. Oh, sorry for that. But let's say, of course, you get the enemy lock at that point. Any elemental element that you're actually dealing is going to deal more damage than normal. So I am actually interested to see how that does play out in game. So I'm hoping this is actually really, really good. This is kind of nice to actually see this. Now, her first move called Marker Bomb, it's the single target, which does a heck ton of freaking damage. It's based on nuclear damage, and it is based on the enemy's certain amount of attack and will reduce their defense based on the user's EHR. So this is the effect hit rate, of course. You want to build this character with effect hit rate by the looks of it. And there's a high chance that by inflicting this, you have a random elemental element that the enemy does not already have. So that's kind of, wait, hold on. That's actually kind of interesting here because, of course, if they mean by the elements, of course, it's going to be like, let's say fire and junk like that. So she can just straight up put a random elemental element effect on them. That is crazy. That is actually kind of nice though, because like, let's say you get, I don't know, you knock them down. They already have shock on them, right? Next thing you know, you put like a winded effect on there. If that's how this works, which is how I'm thinking it would, if this is how this works, that is actually insane. I'm actually kind of interested in this round. Hold on, wait a minute. She might be better than I think. Now, the next one is carpet bombing, in which this one deals nuclear damage to all the enemies based on a certain amount of attack and has a probability to inflict a random elemental element the enemies do not have. So once again, a lot of her build is going to be based on the elemental elements that she's able to give off, and this is all going to be affected by her EHR pretty much. So that's very, very interesting as well with this character. We do have the next skill, which is concentrated fire, which she does nuclear damage to one enemy once again here, and it's based on a certain amount of attack for the enemy. Now with this, each elemental element on the target, it will apply one layer of damage amplification effect, and this damage amplification effect is based on the user's EHR and lasts for a certain period, if I'm right. Oh, here, like this more. It lasts for a certain number of turns and has a limit on both number of stacks and amplification per stacks. Now, this confuses me a little bit because your boy is kind of still waking up a little, but I'm trying to think, does this mean like when we attack next, since it's damage amplification effect, when whoever attacks next does crazy damage to them, or is she just dealing the crazy damage herself? Seeing that it lasts for different amount of turns, I'm thinking like the next people who attack does like more damage in general to them because of this damage amp. So if that's the case, you can set up some crazy, like some hardcore damage in general. Like you can set up some really high damage numbers that can make a lot of characters hit way harder than they really would hit. So I feel like this character in general could be really useful, even if they're not in a nuke team. But if you have her with Makoto, and we already know Makoto is going to be a hard hitting single targeter mainly. She does have an AoE, but it's mainly going to be a hard hitting single targeter. She's gonna deal some damage, so I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of nice. Her highlights now deal higher nuclear damage based on a certain amount of attack on the enemy. Additionally, there's a high base chance of causing the enemy to have multiple random elements. Now, most likely, if there is dupes on this character, I'm guessing if there's more dupes on this character, you're actually going to have a guaranteed effect somehow, or they're going to at least try to tie in the elemental elements somehow more into her kit to be a little bit more guaranteed. So, not bad for a highlight, though. I like that. Her signature weapon increases her EHR. Oh, so it's a needed weapon. Crap. All right, so increases to EHR, which when an enemy is inflicted with an elemental element. Now their defense is reduced by a certain amount of turns, which is pretty not bad, I gotta say. And at the start of every 2 turns, there's a high base chance that she causes a random enemy to be inflicted. See, I knew they were gonna build this into her kit somehow. I knew it was gonna happen into her kit somehow. So they're gonna be using this for her kit with her weapon, in which she will be able to actually have a high chance of doing that just naturally. Definitely makes a lot more sense in general. So I like that. Now with the passive, of course, annihilation, enemy lock is additionally increased nuclear damage taken of the enemy. So this is really going to be helping out Makoto. And then tactics, when unleashing a skill, increases her own EHR based on the number of elements on the target. So yeah, this is another way of them actually increasing this all like an element thing here, or at least the elemental elements in general, which I feel like that's not that bad. So that's really, really good when it does come down to at least what she can do into her kit. So I'm not gonna lie with this. This character is gonna be absolutely needed, especially if you're going for Makoto, and she's actually gonna be decent in general. But overall, you guys let me know down below what you think about this update. This is going to be coming out on CN first, of course, and then eventually we will get it on KR. But we got to see a lot of things revolve in it. We got, of course, Makoto. We got to see Kanashiro and the fake boss for Kanashiro. And not gonna lie, I'm freaking happy. This is awesome. But till next time, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp, and stay determined. And peace out.